over 1 billion people. Let that number sink in for a second. According to global health estimates, over 1 billion people worldwide have suboptimal levels of vitamin D. Look around the room. Statistically speaking, that covers a massive chunk of the population. And right now, the question is getting louder. As the light fades and the days get shorter, are we part of that statistic? Is this deficiency really the catastrophe that supplement ads want us to believe? Or are we just creating expensive urine? We need to talk about our metabolism and the hype surrounding the so-called sunshine vitamin. Let's push the myths aside and see what is actually left. First, we need to clear up a fundamental misunderstanding. The name is actually a lie. Vitamin D is not really a vitamin. Vitamins are things we have to eat. Vitamin D, on the other hand, is a pro-hormone. In its active form, it acts like a strict bouncer or manager inside our bodies. Its job is calcium management. It unlocks the doors so that calcium from our food can get into our blood and finally into our bones. If this manager is missing, the doors stay shut. The calcium leaves the body unused, and in desperation, the body starts harvesting its own bones. The result is soft and brittle bones. There is no debate about that. Nature actually came up with a brilliant system for this. We are walking solar panels. Under ideal conditions, our skin produces 80 to 90% of what we need all by itself. All we need is UVB radiation. But this is where our biology collides brutally with our geography. We live in what is called a vitamin D winter. If you live north of the 37th parallel, and that covers a huge part of Europe, North America and Asia, the sun physically sits too low in the sky from October to March. The atmosphere simply swallows the crucial radiation. You could stand naked in your garden in January and you would freeze, but you would not produce a single molecule of vitamin D. During these months, we live off what we ate or stored in our fat tissue during the summer. And that is the problem with the global statistics. For too many of us, those tanks simply aren't full enough to bridge 6 months of darkness. Now the obvious thought is to just take pills. More is better, right? And that is exactly where we take a wrong turn. We walk right into the most dangerous fallacy of modern biohacking. For years, we hoped vitamin D was the silver bullet against everything, against heart attacks and diabetes or cancer. But then came the data. The vital study with over 25,000 participants brought us back down to earth. For 5 years, people took 2,000 international units daily, or a placebo. The result hurts. For healthy people without a severe deficiency, more vitamin D is not a superfuel. It did not protect against cancer or heart problems. But do not turn away yet. There is a crucial detail that often gets lost in the headlines. In the year 2023, a research team led by Kuznia took a closer look. They did not just look at whether people got sick, but what they died from. And they found a nuance that should completely change our strategy. Taking vitamin D3 was actually able to lower cancer mortality rates by a significant 12%. The catch is the how. This effect only appeared when the vitamin was taken daily. Those who received so-called bolus doses, meaning huge amounts once a month or once a year, got nothing out of it. The positive effect vanished completely. Even worse, there is evidence that such massive shock therapies can actually increase the risk of falling in the elderly. Why is that? It is about the biochemistry of consistency. Our body hates chaos. It loves a steady supply, just like from the sun. A daily dose creates stable levels. A huge bolus creates an unnatural spike. This overwhelms the metabolism and triggers counter-reactions that nullify the benefits. The sledgehammer method is not only useless here, it is counterproductive. So what do we do with this knowledge? How do we navigate the winter safely? Here is the game plan. First, be honest with yourself. Are you in a risk group? Are you over 65? Do you have a darker skin type? Do you barely see daylight because of your job? If you are nodding now, then some support during winter is highly likely a good idea. Second, the dose makes the medicine. Forget the high-dose supplements from the internet. Global safety authorities draw a clear line for self-medication, 800 to 1,000 international units a day. That sounds small compared to the power promises of some gurus, but it is absolutely enough. It gets you safely to a sufficient level without risking your kidneys. Because yes, you can overdose on vitamin D and kidney stones are no fun. Third, Measure, don't guess. Before you blindly pop pills, a blood test at the doctor is the best investment. A level below 30 nanomoles per liter or 12 nanograms per milliliter is a true deficiency. You have to act there. Anything over 50 nanomoles or 20 nanograms, absolutely fine for bone health. We do not need to chase utopian values of 100 or more. Let's summarize. Vitamin D is essential, but it is not a miracle cure for healthy people. The goal is not to drive levels into infinity, but simply to avoid deficiency. The smartest strategy for winter is not the sporadic giant gulp from the bottle, but the daily small dose, 800 to 1,000 units every single day. That is how we mimic nature best. Steady and moderate. Biology rewards consistency and not extremism. Thank you for being with us today. We hope you took something valuable away for yourself. Stay curious and above all, stay healthy. Until next time.